So this is squid, mint and coriander salad with roasted rice. And it came to me in about 1997, as long ago as that. I got it from a restaurant in Cabramatta in Sydney, of all places.
Yeah, I remember when it came into the restaurant. I wasn't a chef at that time. I was front of house, but I remember a lot of the chefs were it was their first introduction to this kind of Southeast Asian hot, sour, sweet combination with the fish sauce, lime juice, sugar, all that chili, and chefs love that stuff now. But it was the first time they'd seen it, and it blew their mind, and everyone just raved about it. Whenever they came in for dinner, the chefs that worked for us, they would always order it.
The funny thing was, the roasted rice bit in it, I remember sitting in the restaurant and trying to communicate with the Vietnamese staff there, what is this crunchiness, you know?
Yeah.
And I couldn't speak Vietnamese, funnily. They couldn't speak English, so I finally found it in a book that it's actually rice roasted, then crunched up a bit in a mortar and pestle. It just gives this lovely texture.
Yeah, and it's all across sort of the northern parts of Thailand, Vietnam, Laos. You will find it on things like labs and things like that. It's a texture.
They're great. All the Asian countries are great at textures, aren't they? Like the Chinese. You remember sea cucumbers? We had one in Manchester once, and we think, what's this all about? And apparently it's just that rubbery texture. It's rubbery.
I've never ever eaten something I didn't like.
Anyway, you're roasting rice.
Yeah.
I'm just cutting up a bit of a red chilli, and I'm going to steep that in vinegar for 20 minutes, 20 minutes, just to take the worst of the heat out of it, but also give a bit of tartness to the salad I'm going to make. So carry on.
Yeah.
Jack.
So this you'll just see the rice is starting to toast now. So I've just got a dry pan on a high heat here, and just the rice goes straight in there, and just keep moving it until it gets evenly browned.
So for the dressing, just a few simple ingredients from sort of Southeast Asia. First of all, actually I might cut that in half as well. Some lemongrass, and with lemongrass you always take the outer leaves off, they're very stringy, and just cut the centre into tiny pieces like that. So I'm just adding lime now to that. And next, some sugar. I mean, you were saying quite rightly about Southeast Asian sort of flavours. You've got salty, sweet, spicy and
Sour.
Sour. So the lime, the sour, the sugar is the sweet. The salty, of course, is fish sauce, oyster brand. I haven't come across that before. Somebody gave it to me.
You've been to a fish sauce factory, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fish sauce is actually made from anchovies, and they just get loads of anchovies and layer them with salt, and then just press everything down with weights, and out of the bottom in a little tap comes your clear fish sauce. Amazing. They say it's fermented, but it's more like salt fermentation, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if you just open the tap and taste as it comes out of the bottom, it never gets better than that. Now I'm just adding a bit of water, just to let it down a little bit. Doesn't want to be too strong. And now, let's assume that 15 minutes have gone by for my chilies, so I'm going to put those in my dressing too. So that's ready to go. That's my dressing made.
Give you that to.
Oh, thank you. That's great. Right, I'll just. What do you think about mortar and pestles then, Jack?
They're brilliant.
Incidentally, that's the mortar. No, it's not. That's the mortar. It's like saying plus and minus. I always get it wrong.
It's funny because a lot of
the mortar.
You know, when you're in Southeast Asia, where they make all their spice paste, curry bases, they always use these.
Yeah.
And I think it actually helps with the flavours, because you're like squeezing the oils out of garlic as opposed to just putting it in a food processor. It just like becomes homogenous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it actually helps get all the essential oils out.
I agree, but I'm going to stop when the rice is about the texture of demerara sugar, I would say. Demerara sugar, which is about now a nice crunchy texture. Okay, make with the squid.
Make with the squid. So these are clean squid tubes. You can get them on the Stein online fishmongers, but you want to check just to make sure. Some of them have got some bits of, maybe a bit of cartilage left in, so you always just have a little check around. And this is a technique we use in the restaurants. It's for presentation, but it's also to help to tenderize it. So there's a little line down the side of a squid which we will use as a guide, and then we'll open the squid up, just make sure there's nothing else inside, like so. And then we're going to score the inside in a sort of crisscross pattern, And this just helps it tenderize it a little bit, but it's mostly for look.
Yeah.
And then we're just gonna, because it's a salad, you want everything to sort of be bite-sized. So I'm always a bit nervous when he's looking over my shoulder, because this is how we do it in the restaurants. And he might turn around and be like, don't know, it's a bit small. So, and then with the tentacles, you wouldn't want to eat the whole thing like that. So it's just a question of cutting it into sort of bite-sized pieces. So this pan, I want this pan to get really, really hot.
Right.
Because I'm going to put the squid in and I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to season it and I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to toss it and stir fry it too much to start with. I want it to get some nice colour. Actually, to be fair, I'm probably going to do this in 2 batches because I do want the nice colour.
And you do have to fry really hot to get a nice colour.
Yeah.
Basically, just to drive off the moisture.
Now I can give it a bit of a stir fry. So it's all starting to colour up, it's looking lovely.
And smelling lovely too.
Right, there you go.
Okay, that's really good.
I'm going to finish that off with cayenne pepper and another little seasoning.
I learnt a bit there, Jack. I never thought of just leaving everything on the one side, but you get much better colour there.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to finish with the salad that's going to go with the squid. So we've just got some little gem lettuces. I always like to actually just tear salad leaves apart. I always just think they look better than if you cut them. So it doesn't matter, just willy-nilly tear them. And now I've got some coriander, which I'm just going to pick over a little bit.
While you're doing that, I'll take this board. You pick that
Okay, yeah.
through, and then
Slice up a few spring onions. Coriander, very important, the most important herb I'd say in Southeast Asia, although Vietnamese mint is very, very, very lovely too.
Vietnamese mint is a coriander.
Is it?
Yeah, because my wife's allergic to mint, but
Yeah.
she's not allergic to Vietnamese mint, and it's because it's from the coriander family.
Oh, right, okay. Right, so that's very good to know. Right, so I think we'll put it all together now. Just put the dressing in with the salad and the roasted rice, of course, maybe not all of it. Mix that up. And it is just the most wonderful combination of flavours, I think, isn't it? I mean, no wonder everybody likes it so much. It's probably the first Southeast Asian dish I ever put on.
To this day, you'd have this in any restaurant,
Yeah.
and you'd be like, "That's a banger." You know, like it's not. Yeah, there was probably a few green curries kicking about back in those days, but nothing like this. Nothing with that sort of punchiness.
There we go. A final dressing of roasted rice. And there we have it. Vietnamese squid salad with mint, coriander and roasted rice. You won't get a nicer salad than that.